All right, we are live. Fade You Podcast, live on Twitter, live on YouTube. Matthew James here with Kmart and Joe, and we are here to recap NFL Week 6. We've got about 30 minutes before Sunday night kicks off, and we are head-to-head on a couple of contest plays. I know, Joe, you and I are head-to-head on this Eagles-Cowboys game. We'll see what happens with that, but nobody gives a fuck about that. We are just going to talk about the results from Week 6 and what we're taking away and maybe what we're going to use as we look ahead to handicap next week. Kmart, how's it going in Arizona?
Oh, not bad. Fun day watching football, eating pizza, watching the baby crawl around, and, wishing I had no responsibilities too.
Kmart, this is about as bad as it gets for you. The USC lost, the Dodgers lost, and the 49ers lost.
Yeah. God. I don't even know where to start with that. I think I texted the group, there's that moniker, money buys happiness. It's not true. I'm miserable. And it's not because of the Dodgers. I honestly don't give a shit. But SC losing another game to Utah the way they did kind of stings. And I didn't expect. I was kind of iffy on the Niners covering, but to lose the way they did I'm pretty distraught.
Matt, you saying that quite literally made me erect. That was one of the funniest things, dude.
Dude, and you know what? Me. Like I couldn't even say anything.
And you know what? Even better is that blind guy that used to snap for USC, tweeting out the Pac-12 eating itself alive one more time. I was like, "Oh my god, that is the funniest shit I've seen in a while." Just
Jake Olsen,
hilarious.
It's true, they did. And Joe, you and I give a shit about the Dodgers losing, but we can talk about that privately.
Fandom is dumb, though. Yeah, we should never root
fandom
for
is dumb.
Like,
absolutely not.
Sports are dumb. You should not be fans of anything, according to Chris.
Yeah, Chris not here. Chris out at a bar having people buy drinks for him. Par for the course. So let's talk about what we learned from today. So my big lesson is don't be afraid to bet against teams not playing well when they're laying too many points, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all talked about the Jets on our Wednesday preview pod, and that game played out exactly the way that we thought it would. And Rodgers was under pressure. The Jets kind of have something on defense, and the Packers shouldn't be laying a touchdown to any team who's probably not the Panthers or the Bears.
Man,
agree.
I wish you could go back and just clip you on Wednesday saying, I know it's a little public, but I don't fucking care. Like, that was amazing.
It's true. And you honestly, like, we talk about, the public's on this dog, and how'd that work out yesterday for the public on Tennessee and on Utah? So you can't be afraid to be on a public dog. Do you want to be on that every single time? No, probably not. But especially if it's like 55, 45, 60, 40, something like that, like, just sometimes the percentages just don't overthink it if you feel like you know how the game's going to play out or you're handicapping the teams correctly. So Packers certainly fit in that category. Ravens, I think you could probably put in that category. Probably a team that is still a little overrated when they're laying points to a team that's not scum. Be careful with that. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 100,000% in that category right now. You guys have anything to say on some of these teams that are still being priced as very good to elite teams, and they're just proving week in and week out that they're not that?
The Bucs are who we thought they were.
Yeah, great for Bucks team total win under, huh?
Oh yeah. Hey, look at it.
Yeah, Chris, we're live, so be careful.
Yeah, don't say anything stupid, which is hard for you.
Fuck.
Hey, so how does Dable not win Coach of the Year at this point?
He's got to be the favorite, right?
They lose the next 11 games. I don't know.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ,
that's amazing.
Man. It's been impressive. It's been extremely impressive what the Giants have been doing with him. I mean, the same team as last year, yet here they are 5-1. Like, goddamn.
Jaguars.
Hey, Chris.
Talk next week.
Chris, do you remember what you said about New York football teams on our preview series?
Yeah, I said that I kind of wanted them, but they are regression proof. So, but
or
look at
so we thought.
look at them. Look at little Zach Wilson, 3-2, baby.
Try 4-2, right? Jets 4-2.
Oh yeah, 4-2.
4-2.
Looking hot.
Giants 5-1, Jets 4-2, Bucks 3-3, Packers 3-3, Rams 3-3. So just like everybody thought, right? So teams that shouldn't be laying as many points as they are. Don't be afraid to bet against them. The Rams did come through. Everybody thought last week was the week to buy the Rams, and turns out it was this week. To be honest, I don't think the Rams were all that impressive today. I think the Panthers are just a dead team.
I think it's pretty fucking impressive that they covered that spread while Stafford also threw his 8th interception and a pick six.
Pick six.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
And
incredible.
they still covered.
And they still covered.
Pretty amazing.
He's second. Did you guys see the stat? He's second behind Marino for the most picks for touchdowns. You should probably pass him. A few more games, he'll get there.
So hey, we're talking about not laying over a touchdown with the Bucks because they're clearly not able to cover that spread. Guess who they play next week? Who were we just talking about? The Bucks.
Jets.
I have no clue.
At Carolina.
Panthers, baby.
Jesus Christ.
So this is what we call immovable object meets unstoppable force. The immovable objects that are the Bucks can't cover a touchdown spread against the just truly, truly terrible Carolina Panthers.
Is it in Carolina or Tampa?
It's in Carolina.
Oh my God, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
What's the line? What's the look ahead?
Gotta be over what? Gotta be close to a touchdown, maybe 6.
It's got to be 7 and a half.
Layer them in with
It's
6.5.
Try 10.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's Carolina cock.
Chris, is that a home division dog for you, Chris?
I'm gonna keep fading them. I've got Bucks under 11.5. It's looking good so far. I'm gonna keep going against them. They're gonna be that team that struggles to win. They'll win by like 3 or 7. Take the inflated line, baby.
Westgate look ahead was 9.5, and they just reopened. They just opened 10. So we'll see.
Jesus Christ.
How much do you have to hate yourself to bet the Carolina Panthers?
Almost as much as Joseph Hamill betting on the Commanders on Thursday.
Hey,
none of your other pussies could fucking pull it out and do it.
I mean, that was kind of a lucky win, though.
Fuck you. That's not lucky. What do you mean?
Oh, my God. Scoring 0 points in 3 goal-to-go situations. Come on. That's luck.
That's not luck. That's a genius.
Getting a fumble punt.
There.
That's fine.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Right.
Ron Rivera cock.
So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Teams laying 7 or more that just don't deserve it. And people are still thinking guys like Rodgers, Brady, Lamar are just going to be covering machines. I mean, how many times did you guys see the Packers ATS off a loss trend this week? LaFleur off a loss. Rodgers off a loss. ATS. I mean, there's simply no way, right?
No way they lose in Green Bay to
Not
the
at
lowly
home.
Jets. Not at home. Nope.
They're only minus 5.5 next week.
Under Matt LaFleur, Green Bay was 10-0 outright and ATS following a loss. What could possibly go wrong? So that right there, that's the argument. You have to take trends with a grain of salt. I texted that to my buddy, our buddy Cox, and he said, okay, what's that trend when Rodgers is 38 and has no receivers he can trust? It's a great point. Like, you can only take trends so far, right? You got to look at everything situationally, case by case. So,
oh, definitely.
Sorry, Green Bay.
Yeah.
Let's get some takeaways from the dads, though. Kmart, give me a takeaway from today. What'd you learn?
The Jets are actually good. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, when the Packers were 3-1, I said they were fake 3-1, but I feel like what the Jets did on both sides of the ball was, very impressive. I mean, shit, all 3 facets. But there's just so much parity. Like, I mean, I think you said it. It doesn't matter if I'm looking at the lines next week and I'm just like, shit. Like,
So that Jets line is very interesting next week.
oh
Tell
yeah,
me if you think I'm
3.5.
wrong. I think a lot of people are going to be saying auto fade the Jets after they win in Lambeau, right? Off of a good stretch here, a couple wins in a row. They win outright in Green Bay, fade them next week. Now they're going to go to Denver, who's going to be on a short week. Broncos are probably going to be, I'm seeing 3 minus 120 at Westgate.
Yeah, so minus 3.5. And I hope somehow the Broncos win tomorrow night because that would make that even better. But yeah, as soon as I saw that line, I was thinking Jets plus 3.5, which I guess could be bait.
What do you think, Joe? Is that going to be a fade you narrative? Fade the Jets off a monster win in Green Bay?
Yes, absolutely. They're gonna start becoming public a little bit. I think everybody. I mean, the New York market is massive. Everybody's gonna see, oh, the Jets are hot, and start hopping on that train, and then that's when we do the opposite. We just fade them.
No, I'm asking. Do you think it? I think it's almost going to be a fade you narrative. The popular narrative is going to be, oh, you got to fade the Jets after the outright win. I'm saying
3
that's
straight
fadeable.
wins.
Sorry, yeah, yeah, Jets plus 3.5 next week in Denver. So we're gonna take Denver minus 3.5, or we're gonna ride the Jets.
I'm
saying
saying
we're going to ride the Jets.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I don't know. The time will tell on that one. I don't have a.
I do think you're right. I think that'll be a quote unquote square dog. No one's going to want to. It depends on how the Broncos look tomorrow, probably.
Depends on Monday Night Football, really.
Yeah.
If the Broncos look like the Broncos of late, then yeah, they're gonna be square for sure.
Yeah. So Kmart, I don't know if I agree that they're good, but I think they're no longer the bottom 5, like picking second or third overall Jets. They have brought in a lot of talent, and it's you can kind of see some of it coming together, especially on defense. I mean, Green Bay couldn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, and their defense is probably what's going to carry them. And if Wilson can continue to not turn the ball over, that team's going to be in every single game.
Yeah, they're running the ball. Wilson wasn't that impressive, but he didn't turn it over, and that's what they need. That's what they need.
And Sauce Gardner running off the field with the cheese head on was pretty electric too.
That was pretty great.
A Mormon and a dude named Sauce on the same team. It's so hot.
And a dude named Brees.
And a coach named Salah.
Love it. Chris, give me a takeaway. I know you spent probably all day at the bar having people buy you drinks and shots, but did you actually watch any football?
I've watched a little bit. I don't know. My question is, are the Falcons decent? Are they now the only 6-0 team against this? What the fuck? They just exploited the Niners, it's unbelievable. So we'll see. Do they have a bye, or are they going?
No. So they're certain that 6-0 ATS all is a dog, right? It's going to get tested next week at Cincy. They're going to be catching almost a touchdown.
Yes. Wow.
That's a big test.
Yeah.
I would not say that the Falcons are decent. I think finally, injuries, they are real, and you can only fade them in some instances, and this one was not one of them, because holy shit, the Niners made fucking Marcus Mariota look like the right-handed Steve Young that entire fucking game.
That'll be very interesting. You think they're going to be 7, Matt? Yeah, they're 3-3. Their wins are against Niners, Browns, and Seattle, so not the strongest win, but they were feisty against the Bucks and Rams. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how inflated that line gets. And I might keep riding the flying Mariotas. Fuck it, let's go.
Right now, it's really interesting too. 55% of the bets, but 82% of the money on Bengals. So we're looking at that line right now. It's probably going to go down to 6. Maybe it gets to 5, like a dead number. Who knows?
Were the 3 of us all on Cincy in the contest?
Yeah,
I don't know if Chris was, but we were, yeah.
Yeah, we added that
so
late.
Me, Kyle. Holy shit, that was lucky. They were not
Square bets
winning
win too.
Oh my god.
Dude, square
Yeah,
bets
that
win
was
too. When I was watching that, I was like, oh,
insanely
we're
lucky.
fucked. Yeah.
Well, the math wasn't working, right? Like if they got a field goal, they could win by 1,
Yeah.
and they
We'd
get
have
the
been
touchdown. Nice tackling, Saints, on that one. So
Appreciate
That's
it.
how they
Cincy
like to
pulls-
lose games.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I wonder if the ending of that game is going to maybe make people think like, oh, Cincy's back, but Cincy couldn't do dick for a lot of that game, and I'm not convinced their offensive issues are just suddenly fixed because 3 guys missed a tackle on Chase. I mean, credit them and credit Chase for making the play, but very lucky cover for the Bengals today.
Stiff armed people with his third leg on that game winning fucking catch. Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. I mean, people keep poking holes in the Falcons ATS, like, no, they're not going to keep covering. Well, they have, and now they're 6-0 ATS, so that'll definitely get put to the test next week. Joe, you said you had a bunch of notes. Give me something else that you learned this week.
You kind of just took one. Like, I'm pissed that Jared wanted the fucking Niners, and we knew that was going to be an L, but we put it in the contest anyways. Then obviously square bets win 2 with Cincinnati. Fucking everybody's on them. I said already Daboll coach of the year. Pittsburgh, holy fuck. How about them beating the Bucks outright? Pretty amazing. Oh, and okay, here's the best one. Miami. Obviously they didn't cover, but holy shit, are we overreacting to the Tua injury? Are we not? Tua is actually cleared protocol-wise to play this week, yet he doesn't play. And they're like, oh, we're just gonna wait a week, start him next week. Okay. I don't know. I think the NFL, like Troy Aikman said, needs to take the dresses off and figure it out.
Quick word on the Steelers. One of my takeaways was you cannot be afraid to bet on a team after they get waxed. I mean, Pittsburgh could not have been beaten any worse last week. They come back, they win outright as a 10-point dog. So whether you call it a bounce back, I don't know. I know, like, you talk about playoff game, like NHL playoffs, don't be afraid to bet on a team after they get blown out. They typically respond, and that's certainly what Pittsburgh did. So Dolphins, that was probably a poor result for the books, right? I feel like a lot of people were probably on Minnesota.
Oh, for sure. Poor result for the Bucks. Yeah, I think there was a lot of sharp plays on the Dolphins +3. And I mean, a lot of sharp guys across Twitter, across everybody we trust and respect were on the Dolphins, yet yeah, bad result for sure.
I want to ask Kmart about this next one. Kmart, are you gonna you called Joe's Washington winner Thursday lucky? Are you calling so you liked the Colts? Are you calling that lucky, or are you calling that I told you so?
It's a division game. Like, I don't know. Like, I honestly didn't watch much of that one because first half I was mainly watching the Niners and then a little bit of, the Bengals, trying to keep up with, the shit show of the Vikings and Dolphins. But yeah, I mean, I saw them down 14-3, and I mean, Chris sent the stat, or I think Chris sent it, 243 yards rushing and just kind of crazy metrics. So it seems a little lucky, and I don't know what turned the tide, but also Michael Pittman had a career day. They once again found a way to get it done. So for this show, lucky, but to Neil, I told you so, bitch.
Rushing yards were 243 for Jacksonville to 45 for the Colts.
Hey, but one of them was on Jermichael Hasty on the 80-yard touchdown, so it's a little bit skewed. But yeah, talk about division game. Holy shit. You think those would go under, right? I bet the under in that game. That was fucking dumb.
Yeah, wow. I wonder, did the Colts kind of find something there? I mean, they've tried different offensive line combinations all season. Their top 2 running backs are both out. Did they kind of find something down 14-3, a little bit of a passing game? I wonder if that's something we can kind of think about for going forward with that team.
And I mean, it should only get better when they get JT back, hopefully next week.
Matt Ryan cock. He figured it out this week.
Next week. Colts are going to get another division game. They're going to play Tennessee next week in Tennessee. Tennessee coming off the bye. Westgate opens that at Titans -2. Interesting.
Did anybody watch Seattle and Arizona at all?
Yeah, I had it on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't, three offensive points against Seattle's defense is pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I don't know. I was too
Kobe
busy
Bryant.
watching.
Seeing Kobe
watching
Bryant out
TV.
there was pretty awesome.
See, if you would have told me the Seahawks, because I was on Seattle in the contest, if you would have told me they'd score 19 points and win that game, I would not have believed you.
Yeah.
Arizona, I don't know. I wonder if Arizona's defense is a little underrated. I mean, they held Philly to 20 last week. Seattle's offensive output has been unbelievable, and they held them to 19 on the road. When I think they're going to get Hopkins back, was it a 6-game suspension? So they'll get him back next week. So I wonder if Seattle might be or Arizona might be a bet on team in certain spots. Like, I don't know if I'm going to bet Arizona, I want them catching a lot of points, kind of like they were last week against Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Are they on their bye next week?
I think so. I don't see
so
them.
too. I don't see them. So yeah, that could be going forward when they get Hopkins back. I don't know. It just seems like their defense might be a little bit undervalued. Not sure. What else we got, boys? Any other takeaways? I mean, Bills Chiefs. What do you do with that one? Are both teams flat off this game next week? How do you make sense of those two teams going forward?
Niners home dog next week. Lines open? Line open. Niners -1.5. Now it's up to +2.5.
Wait, it really opened Niners -1.5?
Yeah, last week.
Okay.
I think it was Chiefs. I think the look ahead was Chiefs 1.5. That's what I'm seeing.
I was looking at it last week on Action. Maybe they just fucked up because
it might have been. Yeah.
I see that too, Matt.
Yeah. Chris, that sounds like it's right in your wheelhouse. Niners look horrible at Atlanta, lose outright as a 6-point fave. Now they're going to go home and be a baby home dog to Kansas City under 3.
Yeah, I was really hoping, I think I mentioned it to you guys, I was hoping they'd knock off Bills so it'd be a little inflated, but like Joe said, it might not be as inflated. It might only be like the Niners, like a pick 'em. I was hoping the Chiefs would be favored by a couple, but
well, they are. They opened at Chiefs 2.5.
Okay.
Matt, Saints and Cardinals next Thursday night.
Niner cock.
Oh, okay. It's Thursday. That's why I missed it. All right. Huh. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be what's the public going to be on the Chiefs in that game after the Niners probably blew up a ton of teasers today. Yeah.
99.9999% Chiefs. That line's got to be Chiefs -3 by game time.
Yeah, I don't see how that doesn't touch 3.
But what if we get some RLM? They could put it back to like 1.5 or 2. That'd be hot.
I think the Bills are on their bye. So the Chiefs have a game. The Bills are going to be on their bye. How about the Ravens? What's their problem?
They ran into the Fighting Brian Dabolls.
Ravens are going to be laying 6 next week to the Browns at home.
Oh, that's division dog talk right there.
Browns have lost 3 in a row, right?
Yeah.
3 straight. Again, they got their ass kicked today, 38-15 by a third-string Zappy.
Love me some Zappy. Zappay, if you will.
I don't know if is there anybody else we haven't talked about?
Dude, holy shit. I'm looking right now at the look ahead for Baltimore and Cleveland. 80% of bets, 90% of money on Baltimore -6.
Of course.
If you want some CLV, baby, fire Baltimore now. That thing's going to be 6.5 when we wake up tomorrow morning.
You just talked about the day balls. I'm seeing the Giants are going to be actually a short dog next week at Jacksonville.
Oh,
look ahead was Jaguars -3. So the Giants are 5-1, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be a short dog at Jacksonville. Chris, what does that smell like?
Smells like I don't give a fuck what the number is. I'm on Jaguars next week, and if I'm not, I'm triple chugging. I'm doing it. I'm booking it right now.
Oh my god.
We've
Chris
heard this
sounds
before,
destroyed right now.
just like when Chris said he was going to be on the Colts plus 5.5 at home against the Chiefs. Great bet
Yeah.
on that one.
Here it is right here.
Oh God. All right, we're gonna see what happens
Tequila,
with
bitch.
the.
Fuck you guys.
Chris is absolutely blacked out.
Hey, Chris,
So we're
you
gonna-
might want to check what Riley just did in the group chat. Oh, you're not in there because you're stupid. But Riles just fired Eeks. First quarter, first half, and full.
I
Huge.
told you, fire that shit.
How much, Joe?
Probably plenty.
Approaching 300 per bet.
Good. We're up a lot this week. Let's fuck the Cuban Missile Crisis.
All right, we're gonna get out of here before Chris gets us
Holy
in trouble.
shit.
So, all right, everybody, we'll be back on Wednesday with our Week 7 preview. Hopefully, it's a good game. Hopefully, tomorrow's a good game with Denver in prime time. I'm not counting on it, but good luck to all the dads.
Go Birds.